Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Nikke Goddess of Victory video. Alright, so what are the similarities between these characters right here that I'm about to show you? Alright, if you guys can notice them straight away, let me know in the comment section below. What are the similarities between all of these characters? Now, did you guys manage to guess? They are all Burst 2 characters. For the past couple of days, I've been testing out different couple of Burst 2 characters to have a gauge at what they can do. And I actually found out something very interesting regarding Dolla and Rupee. And hopefully in this video, I can show you guys some solid evidence, some proof alongside, and show you guys some of the results of the testing. So let's jump into it. Alright, so the highlight of this video is going to be both Dolla and Rupee. I am sure you guys are aware by now that Dolla is probably one of the strongest Burst 2 character. She's probably one of the best if you're looking just purely for damage. But there's one thing that's a bit difficult to compare, which is the class, right? Because Dolla is going to be a supporter, so she's there to support, while Rupee is going to be an attacker herself, which I thought was pretty interesting, was pretty unique. Being an attacker in Burst 2 is actually quite rare. Alright, most of the Burst 2 seems to be either supporter or defender, right? That's something that I've noticed per se. Now, which one of these two characters actually will be able to provide you with more DPS, more damage output per se? Knowing which character will be able to provide you overall more damage helps especially the free-to-play players to be able to decide carefully which characters to invest. And especially in slot 2 or Burst 2 right now, you know, there's not much competition between a lot of characters. Now, I've tested Admi earlier. She doesn't even do close damage to how much Dolla and Rupee, but you guys would be shocked to find out the results of this, right? So let's show you guys a little bit of everything. So let's take out Admi for the timing. We're going to substitute Dolla in. Now you guys can see I'm going to use the exact same team. So right now we have Volume, Dolla, Scarlet, Drake, Helm. So these are my 5 strongest characters as of now. We're going to try to test with the same team in the Union raid. I'm not going to touch anything, leave it on full auto as it is. Obviously Lita is going to be the best one in slot 1, but I do not have her yet as of now. So hopefully, let's jump into it. Okay, so let us do the testing. We're going to activate the final burst right there. So the thing with Dolla is, for the longest time I've been using and focusing on her. This is not going to be like a ultra fair comparison because my Dolla is more invested in the bond. Alright, so this is how much I get out of this. So you can see I managed to snag about 27.3 million damage. So let's bring up the damage statistics. I think this is going to be the most important factor moving forward. So as you can see, I'm going to screenshot that the focus right here is going to be on Dolla. She probably has about 3 million damage. She's not going to be able to do as much damage as other DPS characters or other attackers, right? Like Scarlet right here does 12 million, right? 12.6, somewhere around there, 5 million for Drake. These are all what the attackers can do, especially for Scarlet. She is going to excel specifically in this stage. Now let's do one more testing. We're going to swap out Dolla for Rupee, and you guys might be surprised of the results. Okay, so let's jump in with Rupee. Same setup. We're going to leave the battle as it is, and I will come in and show you guys the results shortly. Okay, we have less than 10 seconds, and that's going to be the last burst. Let's see if Rupee out damages Dolla, which is going to be okay. Looks like that is slightly more. Alright, we managed to snag up a new score of 29 million. Okay, that is actually pretty crazy. That is actually pretty crazy. Let's have a look damage statistics wise. So again, very similar. I want to see if I can bring up my previous one and hopefully show you guys as well. So as you can see, volume on the previous one with Dolla, she does more. Alright, so this is just based on one sample size. Hopefully we're going to do more testing, but the significant improvement is going to be from the damage from the character that we just swapped, which is Rupee and Dolla. Now keep in mind, Dolla is a supporter, she's not an attacker, whereas Rupee is an attacker, so therefore she was able to do 4.8 million damage, almost 1.8 million more damage than Dolla. So that's interesting. Keep in mind, Scarlet is doing slightly more this time around, so that's about the discrepancy. I would say they are doing around the same. Drake is doing around, slightly more when Rupee is there. And then last but not least, we have Helm. Helm does more right there. So I would say comparatively, if we're just looking at damage differences between the two characters like Volume, Scarlet, Drake, and Helm, they both do about similar damage. So I would say the buffs are quite similar. The buffs provided by Rupee and the buffs provided by Dolla are both going to be equally impactful. But because Rupee herself is an attacker, so therefore she was able to boost the overall total damage score to a much higher value. So Rupee is a very interesting, very unique one, but first things first you will notice is the skill. She has this ability that is going to affect all Iron type allies, where she can increase stack count of buffs by 1. Critical rate is going to increase by 1.56%. This is at skill level 4, by the way. Keep in mind, I don't have anyone that was Iron type earlier, so she is the only one in the party. So I'm guessing if you have like a full Iron type ally, this is going to boost the score even more, and she's going to make much more sense in that sort of tip. Skill 2 is where everything makes the most sense, activates after 30 attacks, affects herself, and what happens is her attack increased by 9.6%. Again, this is at level 4, and this will stack up to 5 times and last for 15 seconds. And keep in mind, this helps with the skill, burst skill or skill 3, right? Where she's going to affect all enemies and deal this much damage, and also activates when mileage is fully stacked, where she boosts everybody's attack by 13.86%. So I would say in most cases, long battles, Rupee is going to make more sense, because stacking up to 5 times, for sure, you will be able to do it, right? So something like maybe PvP, where it's much more like shorter battles and much more like burst oriented, she won't be that strong in PvP, right? So her kit is much more designed to be for longer battles, PvE, it seems like. And yes, definitely, this is going to give her an edge. And now if we look at Dolla right here, if you can notice one thing, Dolla's buff actually is in the skill 1 itself. You can see cooldown of 10 seconds, and this is going to increase everybody's 12.12% of attack for 5 seconds. And then for the skill 2, it's a little bit weird, but all this does is it decreases the cooldown of burst skill, alright, by the significant amount, and it stacks accordingly. And also, you can see there's these buffs as well: attack buff, critical rate buff, and critical damage. But the critical rate and the critical damage doesn't seem to, outweigh Rupee's ability to be able to deal more damage overall, right? So I'm quite surprised in that sense. So I guess that's just how they have designed it. This percent of attack that Rupee was able to do, and this attack buff is definitely slightly more than how much Dolla will be able to provide overall. Dolla's last skill, the burst skill, doesn't do much, it just does damage. So overall, I can say confidently for sure, Rupee is the best burst 2 right now. I've done about 3 average tests, and so far, it seems to give me consistent results. Feel free to try this for yourself. You can see my Dolla is more invested with the skill at 554, whereas Rupee is 444, right? So one more thing is also the bond. Dolla actually has more stats, believe it or not. If we go to the advice, you can see in terms of the advice for Dolla is at rank 10. So she actually has more stats over here, 336 attack for Rupee specifically, so she doesn't get as much attack, 199. In terms of equipment, I'm 4100. Same applies for Rupee, 4100. So this is as fair as it gets. Hopefully, this will give you guys a better insight on who to build. Both are very solid units. The damage difference is not super high, but if you have Rupee, Rupee is going to do slightly better. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, let me know what you guys think. If there's anything else that you guys want me to test, let me know in the comment section below. As always, subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.